knowing what we do today compared to what we do back then, like I have a heart attack thinking about kind of like how unorganized and how much money we wasted back then, and the opportunity we wasted, because it turned into being, we found ourselves almost getting, we took on a couple of other random partners, and the way we had people buy it. So bringing partners in, separate even from the 3 partners that we had, then got messy because we weren't able to leverage those properties. So the one thing we ran into is we became leveraged on some properties and unleveraged on other properties, which forced us with struggles when it came to what we were doing was kind of the BRRRR model back then. You know, we just thought, you know, hey, this partner will come in, they'll give us this much money. This partner wants to come in and you can give this much money. And it just made things a mess for us as instead of now, you know, just kind of keep your partnership, your couple partners, and do everything kind of within you guys. And so too many partners and too many different partnerships was probably one of our biggest downfalls in that first block of properties that we did. And it messed up our leverage all over, where we were almost over leveraged on some properties. We had free and clear properties on other ones. So it was a mess.
Yes, that definitely, you almost hit the proverbial financial wall in that kind of a situation where you know you've got it, and then over here you can't access it.
It's exactly, yeah. So we it was 100% that we hit a wall, and then we had the opportunity. We were approached by a local fund that wanted to do exactly what we were doing, but a couple $1 million worth, or raise $5 million, and we would act in every capacity that we did. And we would then get a piece of it. And in the process of this, so this would be 2013. So we've been doing it for 4 years, right? And in the process of going through the stacks and stacks of legal documents, I realized that we had no clue what we were doing, even at that point. What they wanted to hold us to deadlines and budgets and rental pricing, and we were going to be able to find X amount of units, and like, man, we cannot do this. So ultimately, I told my 2 partners that I don't want to do this. And my one partner's like, all right, and he was all in and to being out. And that right there was like, man, I don't even have to convince you on getting out of this. And he's all in, he's out. And then our third partner, the one that was not the boots on the ground, ultimately, he's like, well, can I do it? I'm like, man, God bless, go for it. And that ended our partnership right there, because he went off and did that. And me and Brian at that point, so by the time we wrapped up, and we ran into the issue. What I was going for there is we ran into the issue of being all messed up with our leverage and how we were kind of financially screwed up. We ran into the wall of trying to split up the partnership. So we're almost playing monopoly with these properties. You take this one, you take that one, and this got this many loans on it, and this doesn't have any loans. So it became really, really messy. And the other part of that if anyone's listening, when you're doing partnersps, figure out all that stuff in the beginning.
You can swear. That's all right.
Plan for your divorce up front, because that's when everyone's happy and talking to each other. And some things got sticky there, and we were up against the wall, and it was a very stressful time of my life trying to separate from this third partner that his focus was going to do something else, and last thing he cared about was unwinding our relationship. So. But yeah, operating agreements and understanding, what happens if this doesn't work out, or just someone just wants to go do something else, what that looks like. And so that's a key takeaway that I learned from that.
I think that's a huge takeaway, because that takeaway can be spun a lot of different ways. You were talking about plan your exit with, a potential partner before you sign the paperwork. Get the operating agreements, understand if we need to unwind this, what's it going to look like, and what's the consequences, and the money piece of it. You need to figure that stuff out before you just dive right in, because you're so excited and like you guys are going to change the world, So I think that's a huge takeaway. But